Okay, all right. So in our last few minutes together, what did you sell? This show is about what we
It
sold.
is.
What did you sell this week, Matt? Now you're
Handful of
back. You're
things.
going great guns. You're out
Yeah.
there again.
Yep.
What'd you sell?
Well, one of the things I sold was this. I'm just showing you one and discussing it, but it is a bookend that is actually a it is metal. It is, I guess, technically a bronze, but it's not real heavy. It's fairly thin coating, but it's of a native, like a traditional,
Didn't you
like
show us this a while ago?
when I got it, and it's sold, but then they decided they wanted to cancel the order before I even was able to ship it, so I had to relist it. And it's okay. It's sold for $60. It's a Native American with a dog. It looks like he's kind of hunting or he's kind of just hanging out. Kind of cool, reminiscent of some of those older Western artists like Remington, people who had bronzes. This isn't a horse with a cowboy on it, but it's sort of the same general style. $60. I only paid
Cool.
$12 for that pair at a thrift store. So I thought that that was a good deal. I would like to
Yeah.
have sold it for a little more, maybe if I'd have waited longer. But again, I'm just trying to move stuff. I have a bag full I bought at a Goodwill of all places. It's been a couple of years now, and they're still selling. But I have a bunch of slab cut pieces of like agate and jasper, like colorful thing, like banded agate and stuff like that. They're really beautiful, different colors. I'm gonna put a little water on this so you can see how much brighter. It's really pretty. It's slab. It's
Wow.
probably a quarter of an inch thick, and it's like semi-translucent. Like you can maybe even see as I'm holding it, like light kind of coming through some of it. It's beautiful. People like these. Some people like them just as specimens to have, like rock and mineral specimens that they put out and display. But actually, a lot of people buy these who are jewelers or they do crafts and things. They will take these and then they'll sand them down or they'll shape them to put them into like rings or necklaces or jewelry.
Hmm.
Pendants are very common for big, like pretty pieces of agate and stuff. And so I have a bunch of these, various sizes and weights. So I just list them all. I weigh them. I showed them with water on them so they can get the best possible color. That's what my photos look like. And they're selling various amounts, but this one is more kind of in the like reds and oranges and peach color. It's really kind of pretty. Most likely from the Pacific Northwest, probably like Oregon or Washington, something like that, is where it was found originally. It would have been a giant piece that, but they had cut little slabs out of for the purpose of using in jewelry. And this sold for $24. I think I paid $60 for a bag of a lot. I mean, several pounds, 8 or 10 pounds worth of these things. And they're just slowly selling. It's easy. That's not a lot of money. But when over time, when I end up now having like, I don't know, 50 or 60 bags of stuff like this, that I've already made my money back on. And it's like anytime these things sell, it just, it gives me a grin because I'm like, okay, they're still selling. And they're just going to sit there for a long time and it just helps. Those are like the in between sales, just keep things moving. I'm
Yeah.
not expecting you're going to sell today. Why would they sell today? They've been up for a year and a half, but probably because I delisted it, relisted it, someone saw it, and boom, there it is.
That's
So
awesome.
that's nice. Yeah, I'm still selling pieces of this jade, that these jade carved like pendants and different things that I bought in that large lot I sold. I actually have four, but I'm just holding up a couple of examples. One is kind of a mint green color. It's flat on one side, but it's carved out in the shape of like a mouse, like a mice, and some fruit on one. And then the other one is more of like just a floral design. It looks like a bunch of flower petals and things. It's kind of like a whitish, greenish kind of mixture. Jade, by
Are
the way,
these
can come
typically
in
hand
any
carved?
kind of yeah, these are carved. I say hand carved. Really old ones are hand carved, but we have technology like Dremel tools and industrial things, and a lot of these are probably cut out because they can do it quickly. They can get more detail by using that kind of thing. But they got to polish it a certain way. If it's not polished a particular way, then you can tell usually pretty easily tell the difference between a modern piece and one that's a couple of 100 years old. But they're pretty, they're cool. People use them as jewelry. People again just collect them as display pieces. They're selling on an average of about $40 a piece. So this lot of four I sold for like $125 of and it was the same buyer. They bought four different ones because I could combine shipping. And so, it would have been like 20 some dollars shipping. I reduced it down to $6 because it's not going to cost, it's going to cost between $5 and $6 to ship those. And that's easy. And this person already has bought about a dozen of these from me, and they came back to the
Cool.
store to buy some more. And I've still got more available. I probably sold, I don't know, 40 to 50% of the ones that I bought. Had about a little over 200 pieces
Yeah, I remember that
originally.
being a big lot of jade.
It was, yep. And I've not quite made all the money back yet, but probably by the time I sold half of them, I'll have made all the investment money. So the remainder is where I make my profit.
Gravy.
Yeah, pretty nice.
Nice. All
So
right. Anything
that's it.
else?
I mean, a handful of other things sold, but most of them are packaged up. I try to do that fulfillment first thing in the morning. I do have a lot of items, though. We'll have a lot to talk about next time. Currently, there are 90 that have bids on auctions that are all ending within the next 2 to 3 days. A bunch of old hunting licenses, a bunch of old badges like forestry department badges from like the 40s and 50s. There's a bunch of watches that I mentioned from a bunch of the stuff I sold. Almost everything on there has a bid of $40 or $50 or more, and there's like 96. So currently there's something around $4,500 worth of items that will be ending in the next 3 days, and that's assuming no more things get bid on between now and when they sell. And I expect more will, and there'll be some bids that outbid other people. So this week I'm going to have 100 plus items to fulfill by Friday. And that feels good. Get some of that stuff rolling in.